Hello chat, welcome to day 19 of Fierceful-a-thon. Today, we're gonna start off with something a little strange, and then we are going to continue into Terraria Tuesday, because today is Tuesday. To be honest, I don't really remember where we left off last. It wasn't last Tuesday. Last Tuesday I played Minecraft for the new server that I haven't played on since then. I will probably go back to that soon, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. But so it was actually been 2 weeks since we played on the Terraria world. I'm pretty sure we didn't beat the Perforators yet, so I'm going to try my best to beat them today. It's been 2 weeks, so I'm gonna be rusty. I don't know. I haven't played in a while. We'll see what happens. But before we do that, the Minecraft, the YouTube channel Minecraft, 11 hours ago, number 4 on trending, posted the stuff about the new game drop. And while I have watched it already, I do want to go through it again and get my thoughts on it, because you know I'm one of the biggest Minecraft creators out there, so I thought it would be good to actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think it'd be good at all, but I want to put my thoughts out there, just just because why not, And then also, I haven't really played Minecraft, or I don't, other than that server. I don't know if I've said my thoughts on the update before this one as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with those. So let's start off with the previous update, the summer drop. I don't remember if they what did they name it? They named it like Take to the Skies or something like that, something stupid like that. Anyways, there's a bunch of small features, and there's the big feature of the Happy Ghast. So I think the Happy Ghast is pretty cool. I think it's a good feature that, I mean, it's kind of dumb in my opinion. I think it's cool though. I think overall it's cool. I mean, there should be some dumb stuff in a video game that's, it's just for fun, But so I think it's probably a good thing overall. It doesn't break anything. It's not stupidly overpowered. It doesn't, ruin anything. It doesn't change anything drastic. It just adds something cool to the game. I think overall it's good. I probably won't ever use it. Maybe at some point I'll test with it or do something, but I probably won't ever really use it, to be honest. So it's just that was like the main point of the update, is to add that. I think it's pretty cool overall. Not like the best thing ever, but it's all right, I guess. And then the other things in the update, there's some small things, but I would say arguably one of the biggest things that changed was the lead physics. I haven't really tested with it much, but from what I've seen, it seems really cool, and I think I'm gonna be a big fan of it. I already am like pretty hyped about it. I think it's pretty cool. Being able to pick a lead up off of a fence and carry the lead with you instead of the lead just snapping is a very good change. I really like that change. Being able to lead mobs together is really cool. Being able to use the shears to snip the leads, and being able to attach multiple leads so that they kind of combine the strength to carry things, I think is really cool. There's a bunch of cool things you can do with it now. It makes it much more realistic, and I really like that. It also helps make a bunch of other redstone stuff possible with leads. Like I've seen Mumbo Jumbo make a elevator out of just the lead system, which is really cool in my opinion. But there's a bunch of cool stuff that we can do with that, so that's obviously a really good change. I don't think it breaks anything. I think it makes it work a lot better and how it should work, and I think it's probably honestly my favorite change in the update. And then there was they made leads easier to craft. So honestly, this doesn't really matter to me that much. They just replaced the slime ball with a piece of string, and this probably would have been a much bigger change. But you can get leads from the Wandering Trader, and I think we always all kill the Wandering Trader. At least I always do, pretty much. So I have a bunch of leads anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. But if we didn't already have a reliable source of leads, then that probably would have been a much bigger change. But it's really not that big of a deal, because we already have enough leads to use anyways. And then the other change was making saddles craftable. Now, I really don't like that at all. I wish they wouldn't have made it craftable. I see why a lot of people would like to be craftable, but I just think it's cool that it's not something you can craft, because I think it's cool. It encourages you to like go and explore You know, because typically you find them from like a chest, like a mineshaft chest, or from fishing. You know, it kind of encourages you to play other parts of the game instead of just being able to craft it. So I'm not really a big fan of that change. Also, saddles being uncraftable is just like one of those OG things that, yeah, it probably doesn't make the most sense, but it's just like that's always been the case. So I don't think they should have changed it. I think it would have been, and I know probably after a while. What's up, Ace? After a while, I'll probably get used to it anyways. And it won't matter to me anymore, which it doesn't really matter to me that much right now. But I think they should have left them uncraftable overall. So I'm not too happy with that. And overall, for a 1/4 of the year update, I don't know why I said it like that. Basically, it took them 3 months to make this update. It's alright. It could have been better. Not too many changes. Not all of the changes were the best. But you know what? We got an update, and I'm happy with getting an update, I guess. And then, so now we're going to watch this new update. But actually, one more thing I will say. I will comment on the update system in general. So recently, obviously, they changed their update cycle from every year to being like, I think they said 4 a year. But basically, they're just adding drops instead of updates. And I think they said that they're still working on those big major updates, but they'll just come out when they're ready instead of being on like a fixed yearly cycle. And I think originally I didn't really like the idea of, because it kind of just made it seem like there was a bunch of less content and it was kind of an excuse to come out with less stuff, but more gradually. I think so. I didn't really originally like it, but I think I do if they do still make those big updates that come out around every year, or you know, a little bit longer, but then they also have this gradual random stuff that comes into the game. I think it does keep the game fresh still, like basically whenever you play it. It kind of feels like there's always something that's at least a little bit new, and the game doesn't really get as old. So I think that is also a good thing. Probably the update cycle change is probably a good thing. I am expecting a lot from those big updates though. So, you know, I'm expecting stuff to be on par with like the Nether update, which was probably the best Minecraft update that's ever been added. At least recently, one of the best updates. But also, if you're playing Minecraft a lot like I do, you don't really play for the new stuff. At least in my eyes, I don't really play for the new stuff. When it comes out, I go and try to find it, and you know, it's pretty cool usually, but you know, I just play the game because I like the game, and as long as I don't like break the game with this crazy stuff, then you know, an update's an update. You can't really complain. Anyways, let's do some more yapping instead of stopping like I usually do at this point, and let's watch this. So I have watched this, as I've said, but I want to go through it again just so I don't miss anything, because this is only out on Bedrock previews and not out on Java, and it's not out as an actual update yet. So things will probably change. But let's just watch through it again, and I'll give my thoughts as we go along.
I'm Agnes, and I have always yearned for the mines.
Okay, Minecraft movie reference.
To meet a new friend, and I will tell you more about the upcoming new game drop.
So when she went to the, well, hold on, I'll wait a second before I mention that.
Can you guess what we are looking for? This mine has in a way inspired the work on a new mob. Some of you might recognize this mob from a previous mob vote.
So when she said this, I don't know if you guys have seen the thumbnail for this video, which I did, but I just like didn't pay attention to it. Really, like I mean, I did, but I kind of just like threw it out of my brain as soon as I seen it because I wanted to watch it. You know, just in case it was like it could have been clickbait or whatever. But they said this, and I immediately thought of the Rascal. I don't know. I mean, side quest, I guess. I don't know. So I was thinking it was gonna be the Rascal because of the caves, but it's not.
Hello, little friend.
It's the Copper Golem. So he's back.
Golem.
So I do think it's a really good thing that they decided to bring the Copper Golem in. Not because I liked it. If I'm being honest, this was probably one of my least favorite options out of any of the mob votes. I did not vote for the Copper Golem. I didn't even want the Copper Golem, really. I mean, I wouldn't say I would just choose to not have it over having it because more content is more content. But I definitely wouldn't have picked it. I don't remember what the other two options were, to be honest. I think the Rascal was one of them. But I didn't I wouldn't have picked, and I think it was the Rascal and the Sniffer, if I'm right. I think I'm right about that. But anyways, I did not pick this guy. I think he was probably my last option because all he did originally was walk around and press buttons randomly. And A, we already have Ace to do that for us and break everything. And B, you can accomplish the same thing with, a chicken and pressure plates. So, I mean, I guess he's kind of cool looking. But there's two things. One, they changed this functionality, and we're going to get to that in a second. And I think that's really cool that they made him better because they had more time to think about it, I guess. But the other thing, this is the main thing, is that, well, I guess, actually, I don't know if this is more important or not, but the fact that they are bringing him back and actually adding him to the game when he was a scrapped or, he didn't get voted in mob is really good, because this is they're showing us that they are going to maybe add more. They're making it possible. They're telling us that it's possible that we could get more old mob vote mobs into the game, which, is a really good thing. We might see the other mobs that we all wanted to be in the game that didn't get voted in, like the Iceologer, or the Moobloom, or the Tough Golem, or the Rascal, or all the other ones. There was quite a few. There has been quite a few. They could all be voted in, or they not voted in, but they could all be added in now, because I think the only mob vote where they said the rest weren't going to be added in was the very original one with the Phantom. And to be honest, those 3 other mobs were probably 3 of the coolest mobs that they've came up with. And we got the worst one probably. But you know what? At least we might be getting the mobs from the votes past stats. And you know what? They might even go back on that and add them in at some point.
Some of you might recognize the Copper Golem from the 2021 mob vote. And today we will show you how we have reinvented it. But that's
so you reinvented,
because the next game drop will also include some other copper features.
So I am glad they added
to copper in
a bunch of copper stuff.
A bunch of it, forget that I can't use it for tools, and then hoard it in my inventory.
Yeah, I think unless you have like a build planned for copper, or like using a bunch of copper, after you mine like a stack or two, if that, you don't mine it ever again. The blocks are cool,
really abundant
but
in Minecraft, so we wanted to make it more useful, to give it more of a purpose.
So today we are releasing the Copper Golem.
I'll let it play.
The copper chest,
but
and
there's the
copper
chest too.
armor, tools and weapons.
Okay, so here's basically every feature in the update right here. This honestly, is this every feature? This might be every feature. So I'll let them get to the functionality of the Copper Golem and chest in a little bit. But the armor and tools, I have said this to the 2 people I've talked about the update with, and I'm gonna say it for stream. So the copper, they say this later in the video as well. The copper armor and tools are between stone and iron, so they're weaker than iron, better than stone. That makes sense. But my big thing is that by the time you're mining copper, you're also already mining iron, so it doesn't really make that much sense to have this like as from like a progression standpoint, because unless you're like terrified of caves and you for some reason, I don't know, maybe if you are like really bad and you need that extra step in between to get to your 24 pieces of iron to craft the full set of armor, or maybe I could see it this way as well. If you're on the other side and you are planning on, or if you want to save your iron and you're planning on just using it for something, and you can spare that few points of defense for the copper armor, and you can just use copper since you're going to have a lot more copper than iron, and you want to just craft the tools and weapons of copper instead of iron and not waste your iron and use your iron for other things, because you know iron is one of the most useful things in the game, that would make sense. And then also, it's cool to have more variety, because even though, yeah, you could just go get iron pretty much just as easily and have a full set of iron, it's going to be, the armor values are going to be a little bit different, which means you're going to be able to have more specific armor values. So if you're, just as an example, if you're planning a mini game, like a fighting mini game, and you want to have less health than iron, but more than leather or whatever, you have another option in between. And then for the tools, I'm not sure, it doesn't really matter for the axe, or, well, okay, the shovel doesn't really matter at all, to be honest. It's just, you know, a different level of speed. But the pickaxe is going to be able to mine a different block set, I'm assuming, than iron. So, like, you might not be able to mine diamonds with the copper pickaxe, which probably should be the case, or gold. You can't mine gold with a stone pickaxe, and this is going to be between stone and iron, so we're not sure yet, but it might not be able to mine gold, emeralds, redstone, or diamonds, and I think that's all. I could be missing some. So it's going to be weird, because we're not going to, it's going to be, we don't know if the copper pickaxe will be able to mine those or not. And then the axe and sword, you know, you're going to have another step. Actually, doesn't it go from 4 damage to 5 from stone to iron? So I'm not really sure how that would work. I don't know if they could add a half damage point, maybe, because, you know, each health, you have 20 health. Each half of a heart is 1 health. So you can't have like a quarter heart. So I don't know really how that would work. Or if they'd want to add that extra half to be 4.5 in the middle. So actually, does it go 4 to 5 or 5 to 6? I think wood is 4 and stone is 5. So then iron would be 6. And then diamond is 7. So I'm not really sure how they're going to put that in the middle. Same with the axe. Actually, I think the axe has a different jump, but I'm not sure. So realistically, it's kind of just, you know, you have another option if you don't want to use your iron. And then the pickaxe will be a little bit weird. But if the pickaxe can mine less blocks than iron, then realistically you're going to make the iron pickaxe over every time. Unless you want to use it for mining a bunch of stone or something, maybe. I'm not sure. But you're probably going to go iron every time.
To Bedrock Beta and Preview.
I'm going to stop yapping. Actually, I'm not going to stop yapping.
We haven't added a tool and armor tier since the Nether update, so this is a really big and exciting thing.
It's easier to find copper than iron, so for players early in the player journey, we think it will be really helpful that we add this tier of copper tools between stone and iron.
I'm hoping.
Oh, +4. Okay, I actually didn't notice that. Let's see how much. It also might change as well, but 5. Okay, so it's less. Also, this is bedrock. Wait, no, this is bedrock. Axes don't deal more damage on bedrock. What did that say? Was that on bedrock? Okay. So they're gonna be weaker, obviously.
We'll see a lot more
but
people using copper and making sure to mine it and actually put it into tools.
+5. Okay. I think that's the same as stone.
It fits really nicely into the sort of early game progression.
So
using copper for things you maybe would have.
You're probably gonna use
stone, or had to decide whether you want to use iron for.
So, obviously, the copper golem fits perfectly into this game drop.
This is the cool part.
Golem was a fan favorite and one beloved in the development team as well, and we wanted to bring it back with a bit more of an engaging mechanic, and also because it's just a cute little thing.
We've changed the copper golem functionality quite a lot.
The new design is that it's going to move around and take items from copper chests and put them in either empty chests or chests with a matching copy of that item to sort of help clean up your inventory management.
Okay, so the copper golem will take items from a copper chest, which, as you've seen, I think they reiterate, one spawns in whenever you spawn in a copper golem. It'll be the chest, and then wherever you place the pumpkin at onto the copper block is where the copper golem will spawn at, next to the chest or on top of it. And you know, and then and also you can craft the copper chest by surrounding a chest with 8 copper ingots. It'll show that later. But the copper golem will take stuff from the copper chest, and which, first of all, I think it's really cool that we have. I'm really hoping that the iron chest is going to be. Did I just say iron chest? I don't know. I'm hoping that the copper chest will be like stone and not like wood. If that makes sense. Hopefully you guys get what I'm saying by that. Like, you'd have to mine it with a pickaxe instead of an axe. I just think it'll be way cooler to have another variety of chests to have in like builds and stuff, first of all. Because there are double chests, you'll see that in a second. Because otherwise you have barrels, which are full blocks, and if you want to have like the I don't know what you'd call it.
Did I jump scare you?
No. I don't know what you would. I'm basically just saying I think it's cool that we have more options for storages. You know, like for the looks of a storage system, because the copper chests are gonna look way better in, you know, like steampunk style builds or something like that, other than the wooden ones. And then I would say that, but normal chests aren't flammable anyways. So, and maybe they'll have more blast resistance, so that'll be even better. Ace, you gotta stop redeeming nothing, bro. Oh, and then also I didn't even mention the storage aspect of it because I take too long to talk. But it's really cool that we have like another way to automate storage. The copper golem will take stuff from the chest and place it into either an empty chest or a chest with items of the same type or of the same kind. So if you put, basically the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about this is you have a row of chests and you have them all sorted, right? And then you have one that's like all your shovelable blocks. You got dirt and sand and gravel, or that's how I do it, and clay. And the next one is you got stone and cobblestone and deep slate. And the next one you got andesite, granite, diorite, and then, you know, you got a storage system that goes down with all that stuff. And instead of having to go to each one and place all the stuff, all the junk that's in your inventory into each one, you just put them into a copper chest or a couple copper chests, and the golem will sort it for you. And that makes it much easier. And I think there are already redstone storage systems that can do this, but not nearly to the same scale or with this level of ease, because, you know, I think all we really have is item sorters where we can do one item per chest, which is really good for very large scale, but we don't really have anything in that middle in between scale, which is what this is perfect for. And I'm sure maybe this copper golem will also have uses in other redstone stuff that we could do, which, you know, I'm not a redstone expert by any means. I watch tutorials for basically everything redstone related, but, you know, I'm sure the redstone community will be able to find something to do with this that revolutionizes redstone somehow, some way.
And your chests.
The copper chest is created when you.
Wait, listen to that sound.
Sort of
That's a good sound. I like that sound.
Inventory management and your chests.
The chest opening.
The copper chest.
I like that.
Is,
I like this
created
different.
when you summon the copper golem.
Also, if it puts stuff into an empty chest, I'm not sure how that would work, because once it puts one item in, wouldn't the chest no longer be empty? Or would it still see that chest? Oh, you know what? I bet they mean if there's an empty slot, it'll put it in there. Because that's interesting. Because then you would have to manually put one item or block in each slot of the chest, which that'd probably be a good thing, because you'd be able to place one and then you have exactly how many of whatever you want in each row of chest or each chest. And then it would just like fill in the stacks, and if you want to take some, you would just take it all and leave one. That makes sense. I think that's probably how that would work.
So it will
And then here's the double
already
chest.
with
They're also
batteries
can be
included,
weathered.
kind of, that it has copper chests.
Okay. I'm assuming that the right angle is from the
where
back.
You can start
That would
putting
make
items
sense.
into it already as soon as you have the copper golem.
You can also craft copper chests yourself if you take a regular chest and surround it with copper ingots.
One big thing for me is that the copper golem can add life to your builds. It's kind of like adding inhabitants in a way. You know, it will walk around and actually
We can
do
have little
things, which
slaves.
will make your build feel very alive, and I think that's really charming.
The new functionality comes a lot from talking with the community and talking with creators. Inventory management has become a bigger and bigger thing in
Also, that's really good. They said they're taking inspiration and ideas from what the community and the creators want. So that's really good that they're
Minecraft, more
listening
items have been added.
to us
So
more.
being able to have something that goes around and moves things in your base and helps sort of organize things is a big bonus.
So it feels really good that the copper golem is making a comeback. When we, look at the visions for future game drops, we always revisit old ideas as well to find the best ideas for the right drop.
For me, the best thing with the copper golem is the cuteness and the animation.
The look of it's mostly the same as it was in the mob votes. We've updated the textures for when it's oxidizing over time to make it look a bit nicer.
So
This
I
is
think
what
there's
copper was
something
originally going to
very
look like.
fascinating
And
with
it has improved a lot.
seeing time passing in a world like a Minecraft world, and that's why I'm so fond of copper oxidizing over time, because it means that you can see the history of your Minecraft world. And when you summon the copper golem and place a block of a certain oxidation state, the copper golem
See, look at
and the
this.
copper golem
Like
and
closely. Look at this far left one when they switch scenes.
place a block of a certain oxidation
Trying to get the frame.
state.
Yeah, see, he places the pumpkin on the front instead of on top, and that makes the copper golem spawn in the front. That's also
The
from
copper
earlier.
golem will get that same oxidation state. All these new copper features are
Yeah, whenever I first seen the copper armor, my first reaction was, this looks like it's straight out of a mod. And I honestly couldn't believe they were actually adding it, because it just seems like one of those things that they would never add.
Whoa. Did we place any torches on our way here?
Alright. Chase the Skies, that was the name of it from earlier. So that's that. There's my thoughts on everything. Let's move to Terraria. Let me change the category as well. Alright. Let's see where we're at. 7 hours in, by the way. Shoot. I'm forgetting the buttons. Alright, yeah, we're at the perforters. I was right. So, wait, do you have to... You don't have to fight them at night. So, okay, so... I guess that's what we're doing today, chat. We're fighting the perforters. I remember getting, like, I remember getting to a point where I thought I would win after a couple more attempts. But, why don't I use this? But it has been a while, and I'm gonna be rusty. So... It's probably gonna take more. Also, I gotta remember the buttons. What did I make the... I think I made an F, and then Q is always my heal button. So I think, okay, let's just... We're not gonna probably win the first couple attempts, but we gotta get there. I gotta remember all the attacks and how to dodge too. Yeah, it's F. Yeah, that attack is hard to go in the middle of. I remember that. Also, I got to the volume up. That's very important. Okay, yeah, now he does different attacks. Because this one is really easy. Oh yeah, I can't hurt him actually. Only hurt the worm. Alright, chat, we're locked in. It feels weird to lock in and not say anything, especially when the music is really quiet, so you guys can't even like really properly enjoy the music. I'll turn it up after this though. Hopefully I don't hopefully I don't win this round, because that'd be sad to have a future video of me defeating all the bosses or something like that happens with this quiet. If it's like a montage, the music is going to be like really quiet, and like all the other boss musics are going to be like really loud, and it's going to be weird. So honestly, better if I don't win this round. I'm not going to try to lose though. Okay, I remember this phase. You have to kind of have to pay more attention to what's going on than aiming. Okay, well. Oh well. That was for the best anyways. Oh my gosh. This bottle cap will not go on. Obviously volume warning. I probably should have said that earlier, but it's not that loud yet. Oh, I can use this thing. Why did I try to go through that? I'm actually gonna die already. Nope, I don't deserve this win. Kill me. Except he can't. I'm too good. Why do I keep doing that? It's because the trajectory of them like flattens out, so it keeps confusing me when they like start going straight. My brain thinks they're gonna go in a straight line and then they don't. Okay, why did he do that? He's never done that before. The worm. Bro, what? Why is the AI changing? It's getting used to me. This is nefarious work. Bro, okay, this one's really hard. This worm is really hard. Bro! Oh my gosh. Okay, the dash. Shut up. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I can't shoot upwards. I'm out of potions. Oh my gosh, bro. Being out of potions actually almost sold. That's crazy work, bro. That's actually so crazy. All of you mess off right now. Crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy work. Bro, give me the thingy. Alright, that was high key. Dude, oh my gosh, why are my eyes watering? I was so locked in, dude. I didn't even blink. Alright, well, we're not to an hour yet, so I guess we can do some setup. Or something. Now my eyes hurt. Alright. I've forgotten the setup. This goes in here. Makes sense. And then the rest of this can go, except for this, can go in here. Alright, let's open up this treasure bag. Let's get rich. Okay. 7 defense is pretty good, but it does melee damage. I don't care about stealth strikes. True melee. Alright, let's see if we can get any cool weapons from the Perforators. Bloodbath. I think that's really good, actually. So we either fight them again and probably lose, or what we do is we go to this person. Let's see what this does. I think this is just a crafting material. Oh wait, we can make this. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This. Never mind, we can just make it. Crimson Altar. Alright, we have all this stuff though, right? Yeah. Never mind, fella. I don't even need you. Bloodbath. Oh, this is okay. Let's just throw this away. Not throw it away, but you know what I mean. This will probably replace one of my weapons. Am I out of space? I'm out of space. That's something to worry about, I guess. I don't think we can craft more of those, so can we upgrade them? What do the upgrades cost? I don't want to type that. Crimson. Okay, do we have amethyst? Yes. And we could probably do some of that too at some point soon. Alright, there we go. That's, what, double the space? Yeah, so this actually does come from the sky. So it's like, it does the same amount of damage though. Less mana. Same speed. Knockback doesn't really matter. Lower critical strike chance. We don't care. It's a good thing I had this weapon on me. It kind of cooked at the end, bro. We would have actually freaking lost without it. We had to shoot up majority of the time. I wanted to make... Do we have... I'm sure we don't have a mana flower, but... Let's see if... Oh, we need mana potions. Which means we need... Are they gonna sell it to me yet? Tier 2? I don't think you ever change yours, actually. I need the... Oh, wait, the traveling merchant's here. Ah. Who sells potions? You do? Yeah, there we go. 30 silver is crazy. Is it just gonna be better to buy? Wait. Does anyone sell the mushrooms? Alchemist? Is this guy not the alchemist? An environmentalist. Are there two? Oh, 2 recipes, dummy. Yeah, he doesn't sell them yet. This guy does, maybe. Oh, they're free? Bro, what a absolute G. Start building all these craps. That's basically free platforms too. That's crazy. How do we get away with this? Mushrooms too? Dang, bro, this dude's just giving crap away. Lava moss. Alright. Yeah, that's way cheaper. Like, significantly cheaper. And then let's see if anyone sells mana flower. That's... Why did I... Okay, this thing is called the mana flower. I was thinking of this, though. The dryad sells it. We have the dryad. It's got an exclamation mark above her. She sells it. It's worth it. It's worth the 15 gold. This is the best accessory for... This accessory makes mana... People... What am I trying to say here? It makes the mana run possible. It makes magic path conceivable. Where is it? Is it gonna be Anvil? No. Maker's Workshop. Boom. Guarding. That's pretty good. We'll probably get rid of this. You know what? I'm not even gonna tinker it. Put this over here. Make it more even. Okay, who's next? Queen Bee? Yeah, you know what? Let's set up the arena and then we'll fight her next time. So, I want to make a World Buster. That's not enough. I think we either 30 or 50. Or it's a City Buster, not a World Buster. 50 and then a Fallen Star. These are the things that I use to clear out the world for the dog fight. And then I also use it for Exomex and Yaren. I need bombs. Bomb guy, here he is. Dang, that's gonna be a lot of money. Am I gonna have enough? I'm not gonna have enough. Shoot. How do we get money? Who's down for an Eye of Cthulhu fight? How the heck did he die? Let's run it. Let's test out this new weapon. Oh my gosh, my feet were in his mouth. Get back over here, bro. I got adrenaline. Dude, the mana flower is going crazy too. I don't know how I forgot about it already, but it's locked in. Goodbye, I have Cthulhu. New personal best. How much money do we get from that? 18 gold. That's enough. Let's fight him again though. Why not? Money farm, money farm, money farm. I think it's actually going through him as well, so it pierces, which is really good. Dude, I gotta start blinking, bro. Oh my gosh. After I get out of every boss fight, I just like, my eyes just start watering. That's crazy work. That's probably not a good thing either. Alright, let's sell this junk. I probably should have kept that actually. We probably will need that. Alright, that's quite a lot of money. I needed that. Why did I go to the piggy bank? Okay, we gotta be careful with this. We need the platforms too. Do we have any of those? We have one. You know what? That'll work. Jungle is this way, right? Oh, my memory's right. Let's see it. Let's see the jungle. I don't even think we found the dungeon yet, have we? No, we haven't explored the surface like at all. That's crazy. You know, there's a... I don't know if I'll be able to find it ever again, but there's a really old YouTube channel I had that was just me being stupid, basically, on like a variety of video games. And this is gonna spawn in the queen bee. And I specifically remember on that series, there was 4 Terraria videos, and 2 of them were exploring to the left and exploring to the right. Very creative names. Oh, there's a bunch of them. We're cooked. Chat, we're cooked. I refuse to go down without a fight. I don't typically like it when it's 2 fights. Okay. 42 gold. Okay, we're gonna go over a little bit over time because I want to set that up a little bit more, actually. I got torches. Do I need anything else? I got torches in the bridge. Maybe I should probably get another bridge, but we'll be okay. What do you queen bee? Let's see if I have this. Okay, no. No. Okay, we got some stuff to get. That's why I went to the piggy bank to put the money away. Bro, this movement is like a gamble, bro. It like makes you barely faster, and if you hit the grappling hook before you hit space, it completely stops you. It feels really satisfying when you do it really well, though. No, but yeah, that YouTube channel was peak. It was like the first time I ever tried to edit something. I think I was trying to use the PlayStation Share Factory because it was on PlayStation. And one of the other... Oh shoot, look at this. One of the other 2 videos was on Terraria was like a really long clip of me trying to kill one of the underground desert creature thingies, and I was using like a spear, like just the normal spear. So I was sitting there shooting at it for like or like stabbing at it for like half an hour. Okay, where's my money? Alright, we need honey blocks too. How do we get honey blocks? You gotta pour water on honey. Perfect. How many do we need? No, whatever, that's enough. And then we need a stinger. Dang, bro, these bees do so much damage. Oh, chill out. Come on, just drop a stinger. There we go. I should have placed a portal there. I would have done that if I was smart. Okay, yeah, we're gonna end there. That's gonna be it. So, short stream today. It was another stream where I got home late again and was tired, so that's to be expected. But thank you guys so much for watching and being here. Appreciate everybody here. Do I have anything else to say? That's it. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing something. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for being here. If you're on Twitch, don't forget to follow and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on the next stream. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like the video and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on the next VOD upload. Oh, okay, announcement. I'm going to put this on my Discord server soon. But what I'm going to start doing soon is unlisting every old VOD, but putting it on a public playlist so that when I start uploading actual videos, or I won't say start, whenever I upload actual videos, if they don't get like immediately drowned out by a crap ton of VODs, there'll only be about 5 VODs on the channel, 5 of the most recent ones public, and then after they're out for about a week, or I'll either do like after a week or after like 5 get uploaded. So I upload a new one and I'll go back to the oldest one that's still public and I'll make it unlisted and put it in the, well, they're going to be put into the place immediately. But well, actually, I don't know, actually. I'll probably end up unlisting them and then making them in the playlist at the same time. Basically, I'm going to start putting the older VODs that are over like a week old basically into a playlist so that the videos don't get drowned out, so that you guys can see like the most important stuff, and then they're also still very easily accessible for people who do want to watch them still after a week. So, and then I also need to update the counter because I forgot again. Today was day 19. We did that. It was 4 hours, and we'll just put it at 15. It's a little under. So I gave you guys 2 free minutes. You're welcome. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for being here. All the stuff I said before, pretend I said it again right now. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good night.